Subscribe the Happy Life channel by Fayaz Author and press the bell icon for latest videos, updates and notifications. Assalamu alaikum friends, this is Fayaz and you're watching the Happy Life channel. Welcome to this new video. Today in this video we're going to talk about the naked terrorism against the Muslim countries. We'll talk about how Muslims are absolutely helpless today. We will talk about how Muslims are suffering in every country and in every continent, and no one is paying any attention toward their sufferings and miseries. And at the end of this important video, we will also talk about how Muslims can protect themselves, how can they get out of these sufferings and miseries. So friends, watch this video till the end and do subscribe our channel to get access to our latest upcoming videos. So friends, without any further delay, let's get started. Friends, as we can see today, Muslims are suffering everywhere in the world. Muslims are being targeted, jailed, killed, thrashed and humiliated everywhere. Today, killing an innocent Muslim is not a crime, and in fact a lot of organizations, media houses and even some governments around the world are provoking and inspiring people by their propaganda to kill, hate and attack Muslims. Tens of thousands of books are being published against Islam every year. Thousands of TV channels are working day and night to spread hate, fear against Islam and Muslims. Thousands of prominent newspapers and magazines have dedicated pages only to malign Islam and Muslims. Today's media is nothing but a propaganda machine against Islam and Muslims. Today's world politics is all about and against Islam and Muslims. Today, if a person wants to become a star or a celebrity overnight, he or she just need to speak against Islam and Muslims. Then that person would get enough media coverage to become world famous very immediately. Today, if you take a look at Western media, you will see propaganda against Muslim countries. America and its allies have waged the war against Muslims. Today, America and its allies are attacking and invading Muslim countries at will. They are overthrowing legitimate Muslim governments around the world like a piece of trash. Today, America and its allies are bombarding and destroying whole Muslim cities, towns, villages, and are killing tens of thousands of innocent Muslims around the world, including women and children. Today, American, NATO and Israeli terrorist forces are slaughtering innocent Muslims like animals and are showing no mercy at all. And all this barbarism is going on under the nose of the worthless United Nations. The worthless United Nations is watching all that terrorism against the innocent Muslims shamelessly and is doing nothing. And in fact, the United Nations is facilitating the world powers by implementing different sanctions against the Muslim countries. Today, Israeli terrorist forces are killing innocent and helpless Palestinian Muslims ruthlessly on daily basis. There is a complete blockade in the Gaza Strip for more than a decade now. There is a human crisis in Gaza. People are staying in worst conditions there because they do not have enough food to eat, enough water to drink and enough medicines to take. America and Europe are openly supporting the brutal Israeli policies. And the dual tragedy for Muslims is a lot of their own political and religious leaders are also supporting the brutal policies of America and its allies. Some shameless Muslim leaders are even capturing their own people and then handing them over to the American and NATO forces so that they could please America and its allies and would be able to receive some dollars from them. And a lot of so-called Muslim religious leaders are either silent or issuing fatwa to justify the Western terrorism against the Muslims. Today, the Muslim political leaders who are ruling the Muslim countries are nothing but the puppets and agents of the America, Russia. They are not serving the interest of their own people, but they are only serving the American and Russian interests. Today, the so-called liberal and secular Muslim leaders are killing, targeting, threatening their own people at the American, Russian and Russian indications. That's exactly what is happening to the Muslims around the world. The only hope for Muslims in order to protect themselves is to trust only Allah alone. Muslims must forget their minor differences and must come together and get united so that they could defend themselves against this Western invasion. Muslims around the world must stand up against those of their political and religious leaders who are nothing but the puppets and agents of the West. Muslims must collectively resist and fight against these brutal and inhuman policies of the Israel and America. Muslims must also protest against the shameless role of the United Nations that has failed miserably to protect the precious and innocent lives of the people around the world. Today, world needs a new United Nations where every nation must have an equal right and power. Today we need to redraft the United Nations Charter so that every community in the world would be respected and recognized with an equal pride and honor. United Nations need a complete overhauling so that every weak and poor nation's integrity, sovereignty and freedom would be guaranteed. Today we need new international laws so that the radical and extremist governments like Israel and America would not be allowed to expand their brutal, notorious and inhuman policies in the Muslim countries. Today we need to reform the terms and conditions of the World Bank and IMF so that the weak and poor countries would be able to stand up on their feet and they would no longer be bankrupted and crushed by the brutal conditions of these financial institutions. And I would like to request Muslim political and religious leaders, Muslim scholars, Muslim writers and other intellectuals that we are going through some very difficult times. Today the whole Muslim Ummah is bleeding and it's bleeding very badly. Today Muslim Ummah needs you very badly. It's your responsibility to take care of the Muslim Ummah. Please do not think about yourselves only. Think about the whole Ummah. Because tomorrow in the day of judgment, you will be questioned by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala about what you have done for the Muslims in this world. It is your first to serve the Muslim Ummah to the best of your abilities. It's your responsibility to reunite this divided Ummah. It's your responsibility to spread the true message of Islam. And it's your responsibility to spread the message of love, peace and universal brotherhood. Inshallah, if you do that, soon you will see a definite change. No one else can dare to kill any Muslim anywhere in the world. No one can dare to call Muslims as radicals, extremists and terrorists. No one can dare to disrespect Islam. Inshallah, Muslims will get back their lost pride. If you like this video, please share it with your nears and dears because we always owe knowledge and experience to others. I wish you all the best for your future. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice time and stay blessed.